Good day, sir. Good day, ma. And my fellow students. My name is Akungali Daniel Yanolua, and these are my fellow students. So we are talking about the brief history of United Nations organization from like the historical evolution from 1995 to present.
Okay, so my name is Banjo Luatomiloba, and I'm here with my colleague. So today we'll be talking about understanding international conflict. So international conflict arises from opposing interests, capabilities, and the will to conflict is often triggered by shifts in the balance of power. So in the world today, we have cases of armed conflict, political violence, and civil wars.
The central question: how should the international community respond to this conflict? The question now lies at the heart of global governance, international passports, international law, and human rights discourse.
I am Alani April, and here with me is
Banjo Priscilla.
So we are here to discuss brief about the United Nations. Before the United Nations was founded, it was first called the Atlantic Charter in the year 1941. Then in the year 1944, it was named the Dumbarton Host Conference. Then in 1945, it was signed and named United Nations Charter before it was founded of October 1945. Following the devastation of the World War II, preceded by the failure of the League Nation, the United Nations is designed to be stronger and be more representative.
The United Nations began with 51 member states and now has 193 member states. The main goals of the United Nations is to establish, protect human rights, and maintain international cooperation.
My name is Adeluka Kemi, and my colleagues are Additional Mary, Adekule Nimon. We are here to talk about what the United Nations was built to do. The United Nations is focused on 4 basic principles, which are 1. To maintain peace. 2. They are built to develop friendly relations among nations based on self-determination. Thirdly, the United Nations was made to achieve cooperation between socio-economical and multiple peoples.
4. Harmonize the action of nations towards common goals.
I am Oshukoya Isaac Adibayo, and here with me is
Ayoga Besnayo.
we are here talking about the principal organs of the United Nations. 1. The United Nations Secretariat. The United Nations Secretariat is responsible for carrying out day-to-day activities and work of the United Nations and supporting other organs. 2. International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice is the judicial organ of the United Nations, responsible for handling the legal disputes between states and offering advices to states. 3. The Trustee Council. The Trustee Council was established to oversee trust territories, with its role now largely inactive.
So we have the General Assembly members. This is an organ of the United Nations that have representative of 193 members from each council. Then we also have the Security Council. What they do is they attach responsibilities to maintain peace and security across all nations. And we have 5 countries that have veto rights upon all countries. That's China, France, Russia, USA, and UK. The Economic and Social Council, they discuss and recommend policies on the economic, social, and environmental councils and factors.
I'm Mustafa Oshoba. How does UN resolve conflict? UN resolve conflict through the following medium, which include 1. Preventive diplomacy. This simply means eliminating conflict before it becomes a threat. 2. Sanction. Punishment is used to pressure states or groups that refuse to obey international law. Mediation and negotiation, which simply means helping conflicting sides to discuss peacefully and reach peaceful agreements.
My name is Obladije Solowani, and here with me is
Namuko Idani.
United Nations established in 1993, which led to the peace resolution between 2 communities, the Uso-led community and the Tutsi-led community. In April 6, 1996, the assassination of the president leads to a catastrophic damage between the 2 communities and led to about 500,000 deaths between the 2 communities. Also, the United Nations, the UNAMA, was underfunded and poorly structured.
The outcome was catastrophic and ended in total failure. The RPA, that is the Rwandan Patriotic Force, only had to intervene because the UN action wasn't going through. The cause of the failure was lack of inadequate resources.
My name is Gani Omeriam Oluwakemi, and I'm Onyebuchime Rose, and I'm here to talk about the contrasting outcome, which limited engagement versus eventual success. It comprises of the Tigray conflict, which happened between 2020 and 2022. It is the war that happened between the Ethiopia's military government in November 2020 and the Eritrean forces and Amhara's militias versus the Tigray People's Liberation. It is one of the deadliest conflicts, which led to the mass displacement of over 2 million people.
So the United Nations condemned human rights abuse and provided limited humanitarian aid through the OHCHR and OHCA.
though they were highly constrained by blocking geopolitical interests and access restrictions.
My name is Adeye Ibiadat Adedibura, and I am here with
Akingbade Daniel Yanugua.
we're here to talk about the Sierra Leone Civil War, which occurred between the 1991 to 2002. So in 1930, a large diamond deposit was found in Konos district. This led to diamonds becoming Sierra Leone's power export after palm oil. Eventually, the power shifted from the British government onto Sierra Leonean citizens, and they began to conduct elections, particularly during the rule of Joseph Momo. Employment rates increased, leading to increase in violence and crime.
Due to the weak government, two oppositional parties were expected the leadership. So therefore, the United Nations went to collaboration with the Organization African Union, OAU, and ECOWAS in order to provide several peacekeepers and prevent.
My name is Besinamola Jolasho, and here is
Odimiwa Adiola Moyesorelwa.
we want to talk about the strength of the United Nations framework, which is uniquely legitimate global institution for conflict management. And secondly, multilateral cooperation can help achieve durable peace.
Thirdly, we have preventive diplomacy and peace building, which offers real-time proven value. Lastly, we have universal membership and norms, which gives the United Nations the authority to make global decisions.
My name is Adeshema Anolurapo. Here with me is Amefi. We're talking about the foreign limitations, which are we have firstly as the Security Council for Extra Power, which serves as the veto power blocks. Then we have the underfounding and weak mandates, which serve as peacekeepers.
We have the sovereignty versus the humanitarian intervention, which causes persistent structural tension. And lastly, we have the access restriction. It happens especially in intrastate conflicts where the host government obstructs aid.
My name is Gariba Fatia Olayemi. So in conclusion, the UN remains the world-based legitimate institution for managing international conflicts. However, the Security Council paralysis consistently undermines its effectiveness. So success is achievable as Sierra Leone demonstrates when multilateral will, adequate resources and partnership aligns.
My name is Adiem Sopemabelos. Recommendation for reform: restrict veto's power during mass atrocides and genocide situations, strengthening partnership with regional bodies like ECOWAS and African Union, ensure adequate funding and robust mandates on peace mission. The history of the United Nations is still being written, and reforming it to meet the conflict of our time is a responsibility the global community cannot afford to deter. Thank you.